it does play a role on your brain, like on in the subconscious. It's like, oh, you have if you had two options and one advertised that it has like no fat,
Yeah.
even if the other one has like a little bit of fat, you'd still probably buy, or if even if the other one that doesn't say that has no fat is more healthy, you probably buy the one that says no fat or no MSG, MG, God knows what it is, but
Or
no
like it's this
stuff
sort
added.
of it's related too to like advertising and stuff. Like recently I've been really trying to avoid like advertising just in general.
Mm,
Like if you go to YouTube and ad comes up, even if I'm gonna hit skip in like 3 seconds, I'll hit mute like immediately
mm,
because I'm just so sick of it.
yeah,
And like it's because like I mean advertising must work or they wouldn't be doing it for like a
yeah,
hundred years.
yeah,
And
exactly.
it's also kind of crazy to think that I'm somehow immune to advertising, but
Mm.
everyone else on the planet it works on, like obviously not. Obviously I'm susceptible to advertising too. So it's
Yeah,
like people applying all of their energy and all of their like intelligence into tricking me into liking something so
yeah,
that I'll spend money on it. So it's like actually kind of like insidious and insulting at the same time when you really think about it. So I've been
yeah.
trying to avoid all advertising if I can.
Yeah. The thing is, like at this point in, like right now in advertisement, I think it's more about it doesn't have to try to sell you something like it used to mean. Like
Mm,
back in the day, yeah, back in the day, I mean like 10 years ago. It's not like not
yeah.
ages ago. But the goal of advertisement was something different, right? Like social media wasn't that big, you know, going viral had no meaning. It wasn't the same thing. So it's
Yeah.
like nowadays advertisement is all about just getting you to just think about their product. Like you don't have to,
Mm,
like back then, it's like food, they would be like make an ad with like the delicious pizza on the screen. It's like that doesn't work all the time, you might be hungry, but then you're like, I don't really want to order a pizza. So that then it doesn't work. But
yeah.
now it's just about like getting you to think about the pizza. Like so you might not buy it then, but tomorrow you might be hungry and be like, you know what, that pizza, what was that pizza
Or it
yesterday I saw that
sticks
was
in your
pretty good.
head, so when you see
Yeah.
like two choices, you're gonna prefer the one that you've seen before.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's not about like immediate purchasing or it's just about
Yeah.
like or you getting people to talk about something. So like the Super Bowl is a pretty good example of like ads that have like well nowadays a lot of people are like deciding not to buy Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, it was getting pretty ridiculous for a while there.
I mean, it's expensive. It's ridiculously expensive because the amount of people are watching, but it's like a lot of people were doing like they were giving like Jack in the Box was giving out like a million burgers
Mm-hmm.
on Twitter, right?
Hmm.
So instead of spending the money on ad for the Super Bowl, they're like, you know what, we're gonna spend $3 million or $4 million, $5 million
Yeah.
on giving away free burgers to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit this up
It
on
probably
Twitter.
doesn't even cost them that much because, like, who's gonna go buy a burger, get a burger for free, and then not buy a drink or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So they were only losing like half.
And they lose the cost of it. Like it's not
Yeah,
the retail
it's not
price.
the retail price too. It's kind of
And
interesting because like it's a fine line between advertising and like recommendations. Like in some ways the perfect advertisement is not a bad thing because it's telling you about something that you actually want that
mm,
you just didn't know about.
yeah, I mean the thing is, what these guys try to do is existing customers and new customers, right?
Mm.
So if you already know the product, it's like advertisement is not really going to work for you because you are already researching the product that you want. If you are between I don't know, cars, and you're between Toyota and Nissan, then it's Kia's advertisement is not gonna be as good. Or you're already in the game, so you'll do your own research. But
Yeah.
what advertisement really goes to is people who spend 90% of the time on watching TV or
Mm-hmm.
just being fed information constantly. They're not on researching on their own stuff. They just tell the advertisement tells them something, and then they will eventually bring that up somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I'm having lunch with with someone like my mom, and she'll be like, hey, I saw this commercial for this or something, and I'll be like, that's like a terrible product, it has like all these downsides, and
But
she's
it
like,
was on the TV.
yeah, exactly. Or especially in the US with medicine,
Mm.
like pharmaceuticals, the United States, and there's only one other country in the world that allows for pharmaceutical companies to advertise on TV
Oh
or
yeah.
advertise at all.
It's
Because
funny how they have to choose between telling you, like, if they tell you what the medication does exactly, then they have to tell you the side effects. So
that's the most ridiculous part.
or they can not tell you what it does, and then they don't have to tell you side effects. So you get these commercials sometimes, and you're like, what is this even advertising? Like, what did I just watch a commercial
Yeah.
for? Like, apparently this guy is happier now, but what was his problem before?
Exactly.
And like, but then on the other side, they'll tell you what the thing is, and then at the end of the commercial, you get the guy who has to rattle off like 4,000 side effects. It might like actually kill you. It might give you diarrhea. Like,
But it's you can't miss the now that the ads, they used to do the voice like you did, like they give you all the side effects like in a blur of like
yeah,
some
that
guy
no human can
rapid
actually
reading.
comprehend. Yeah,
Exactly. But now it's like they give you the product in the first 30 seconds of the ad. And pharmaceutical ads are like 2 minute, 3 minute long. They're really long. So they tell you, do you have heart condition? We have this medication called whatever. It will help you, right? Consult your doctor if this is good for you. And then it's 1 minute of do not use this if you are pregnant over 65. If you have two hands, do not use this. It's all these conditions that if you have, if like, this is like the medicine is for the heart, but if you have a bad kidney or bad lungs, you cannot use it, right?
yeah.
So it's like, wouldn't the doctor be the best person to tell you about this medication if it was so good?
You would think
Why,
the doctor
why
would
would
be the
you?
only person, right?
Why would you have, to consult with your doctor? If you go to your doctor, he should know that this medication exists, and if
Yeah.
it's good for you, he should prescribe it for you.
How do you even
You
start
sh-
that conversation? Like, so I was watching a soap opera at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I decided that I should be medicated with this. Like,
I mean, it's when you go, I hear from my parents because they go to the doctor all the time,
mm,
and it's like, you know what, the doctor is like, yeah, your kidney isn't doing too good, and they're like, oh, but what about this medication I saw on TV? And he's like, I can already see his face like, oh, just like face bombing, and it's like, you know what, they really need to get more credit. But on the ad, it's like 30 seconds of the actual product, right?
mm.
1 minute of warnings, and then a minute and a half of possible side effects. So if you have constipation, this is the medication for you. These are all the conditions that you cannot take it with, and
Mm.
also be mindful it could cause death. Like I know you are constipated, but you could die with this pill, and
Yeah.
we're still gonna recommend it to you because we want to make money.
And then they,
So
they get like a closing line. Like after all those side effects, there'll be like one line, like,
yeah, the
I've got
sound
my
bites.
life back now. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this seems high risk.
It's a sound bite, so it sticks in your head.
Yeah.
And it's you would be surprised how effective, like stupid it is.
Hmm.
And if there's also another documentary that I just enjoy documentaries so much, and there's one about the like the pharmaceutical liaisons between like the connection between the doctors and the medication companies.
Yeah.
So they were like, we'll buy you lunch for a month if if you start considering our medication more than the other one.
Hmm.
So then these doctors would be like getting lobster every day for a month, and they're like, oh, all I have to do is prescribe this fucking medication. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
And these are medical professionals, man. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. The state of the United States when it comes to that, it's pretty ridiculous. I'm not saying all of it, but some of it is really twisted. When it stops being about the patients, right? It's more about the money now.